Hello and welcome to Benue Television News at 7. I am Jude Alaki. For headlines, Benue State Government hands over certificate of occupancy to Nigerian Navy. FG threatens contractors over Enugu-Onitsha Road. A delay. Officer dies as Navy rescues 59 from drowning in rivers. And on the international scene, UK terror suspect deported from Kenya after jail stint. The Benue State government has handed over certificate of occupancy for over 100 hectares of land to the Nigerian Navy for the establishment of a Type A naval operational base in Makurdi. Governor Hyacinth earlier handed over the document to the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, Friday at Government House in Makurdi. According to the governor, the move was in fulfillment of his government's promise to the Navy in their partnership towards enhancing security in Benue State and Nigeria. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula has reported.
Precisely on February 27, 2024, the Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth earlier visited the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ogala in Abuja, to request the establishment of a Type A naval operational base in Makurdi to assist in securing the state. Thereafter, an on-the-spot assessment of the general area and identification of a suitable site for the establishment, state government has fulfilled its promise of providing land for establishment of the base. The associated cost to this land has been waived by the state government to ensure a smooth takeoff of the base. According to Governor Alia, who is represented by his deputy, Dr. Samudi, his government is confident that once the survey plan and the certificate of occupancy are handed to the naval headquarters, the Navy will reciprocate by furnishing them with the master plan of the base quickly to enable the state provide further support towards the operationalization of the base. The emphasis is that the Benue State government is committed to providing the basic infrastructure and equipment towards ensuring a speedy takeover of the base.
Our government had earlier surveyed and paid all the compensation to the landowners for the establishment of a naval school. We acquired additional hectares of land in reference to accommodate the Naval Operational Base A. Our hope that the naval authorities will take charge of the 100 hectares immediately and await the remaining 72 hectares as we process compensation on it.
According to the governor, his administration is ready to embrace the partnership because the pivotal role the base will play in enhancing maritime security, combating illicit activities, and promoting economic prosperity, while assuring provision of an administrative block, a temporarily wooden jetty, and 4 locally constructed flat-bottom gunboats and 4 hillock security patrol vehicles to the Navy. The governor requests the Navy to consider more recruitment slots for indigenes of Benue State, for the benefit of the state and nation.
It is hoped that with these arrangements and commitments, the Nigerian Navy Type A operational base established by the Navy will be operational before the end of the year 2024, in line with the common vision and mission of the Benue State government and, of course, the Chief of the Naval Staff.
For the Nigerian Navy, when commissioned, the base will be integral to further strengthening the existing security architecture of Benue State to ensure security of lives and property and, by extension, stimulate economic growth in the state.
The cost structure of the proposed Type A base will also give the flexibility for the deployment of air assets, maritime combat operations, and maritime interdiction operations, as well as maritime security operations, humanitarian operations, and peace support operations with niche capabilities.
The anticipated engagements of the base include counter-terrorism, counterinsurgency operations, special forces operations, key points and vulnerable points protections, disaster response and joint operations with sister services, including military aid to civil authority. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Emmanuel. The federal government has directed contractors handling the 107 kilometers Enugu-Onitsha Road dualization to speed up work on the project. This directive was given by the Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, during a meeting with MTN, the Enugu State Government and the contractors, RCC Limited and Niger Cat Limited on Friday. In a statement on Friday, the minister expressed disappointment over the slow pace of work on the project. He also blamed the sufferings of road users on the lack of commitment and insensitivity of the contractors. The minister commended the Enugu state government for their resolve to fund the construction of a 20-kilometer section of the road and expressed hope that MTN would execute the second phase of the project. He warned contractors that the federal government would not accept phased handovers of project and has phased out variation of price in contract administration. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo insisted on Friday that the country will not progress towards achieving its goals unless leaders and citizens embrace what he termed moral rearmament. He also warned that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder that could explode if the nation fails to take courageous and decisive steps to address its numerous challenges. Obasanjo described Nigeria as a nation that takes 2 steps forward, 1 step aside, and 4 steps backward. He deemed the demands of #End Bad Governance protesters as very legitimate, stating that the government should heed the people's grievances and cease pretending that all is well. He made these remarks when he received 6 members of the House of Representatives who are co-sponsors of bills proposing a single 6-year term, rotation of the presidency between the North and South, and rotation of governorship slots among the 3 senatorial districts of each of the 36 states. The legislators visited Obasanjo at his Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta. The lawmakers included Abdul Malik Danga from Kogi, Dr. Usman Midala from Borno, Matthew Ngogu from Imo, Peter Eniekwe from Anambra, Kama Nkekama from Ebonyi, and Ogochinyere Ikenga from Imo. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories too from other parts of Nigeria. To stay.
The families of Engineer Peter Lashma Ashika of Mbagwa, Oshongo Local Government Area, and late Godwin Anande Tobua of Makina, Bayongo, Vandika Local Government Area, both of Benue State, cordially invite you to the solemnization of holy matrimony of their children, Miss Elizabeth Shido Ashika and Master Emmanuel Parefa Anande. Date, Saturday, August 10, 2024. Venue, St. Dominic Catholic Mission, Sachi, Tewasa Badu, Makudi, Benue State. Time, 10 a.m. Reception follows immediately after the Holy Mass at the Royal Choice Inn, Lobby Quarters, Makudi, Benue State. Colors of the day, navy blue, white, peach and gold. Call 070-3963-5584 for more information.
Announcer, Engineer Peter Lanshima Ashika.
Welcome. The #End Bad Governance in Nigeria Organizing Committee has demanded the dismissal of the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun in response to the killing of protesters. This demand was made during a candlelight symposium held in honor of the victims at the Rights House in Ikeja, Lagos State on Friday. Recall that the committee based at the Gani Fayomi Freedom Park in Ojota, Lagos, had declared 3 days of mourning for those killed nationwide during the ongoing #End Bad Governance protests. The hunger strike, which was intended to last for 10 days, is now on its 9th day as of Friday. Amnesty International has accused the Nigerian security forces of killing at least 21 protesters during a week of demonstrations against economic hardships. At the Candlelight Symposium, a member of the committee and national spokesperson of the Youth Rights Campaign, Comrade Hassan Taiwo, emphasized the urgency of sacking the IGP, stating that more than 40 people have lost their lives nationwide. The Chief Executive Officer of the African Union Development Agency New Partnership for Africa's Development Nigeria, Ms. Gloria Akobundu, on Friday listed 7 states to benefit from the first phase of the Smallholder Farmers Initiative. She made this announcement during a stakeholders' engagement on the mainstreaming of the African Union Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program in Abuja, which was monitored in Kano. According to her, the states include Nasarawa, Cross River, Imo, Abia, Kano, and Kebbi. Akobundu stated that the objective of the initiative is to address food supply challenges and bolster local agricultural production in the country. She highlighted that the initiative is part of Auda Nepal's broader mandate on the Agenda 2063 to support member states through resource mobilization and technical assistance. She stressed the urgent need for robust collaboration and resource mobilization to advance Africa's agricultural and environmental goals. Akobundu underscored the importance of sustained partnerships in implementing CAADP's strategies, particularly in scaling up land restoration and ecosystem management. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has demanded a refund of 4.7 trillion naira from the federal government to settle outstanding debts used to import premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, into the country. The claim was listed as the exchange rate differential on PMS and other joint venture taxes on petrol products imported by the company between August 2023 to June 2024. This was disclosed by the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at the June meeting of the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee. This development also means that the government will support fuel imports by covering the difference between the projected rate and the actual expenses incurred by the NNPC for importing petroleum products into the country. This difference is in cost, which ordinarily should be reflected in the retail price of the product and borne by final consumers, contradicts the government's claims that subsidies have been eliminated. This revelation also comes amid challenges faced by the petroleum company to ensure the adequate supply of PMS to marketers for distribution nationwide. Speaking at the meeting, the minister explained to the state commissioners of finance that the National Oil Company received presidential approval to carry out this duty using the weighted average rate from October 2023 to March 2024. Edun added that the company had also sought an extension of the period to cover the differential rate, but was advised to write to the National Economic Council requesting approval. The Nigerian Navy has lost one of its officers who led an operation to rescue 59 persons working from a dredging vessel MV Ambika 4 at Okpobo Field near Okpobo River. A naval spokesman, Commodore A. Adams Aliu, in a statement said the officer, Lieutenant Cadet Gideon Yashim Gwaza, died while attempting to rescue the occupants on board the vessel. He said the Nigerian Navy on 30 July 2024 received a distress call from MV Ambika 4, a dredging vessel working at Okpobo Field, contracted to Sterling Global Oil Limited. Kadir Adams Aliu stated that the vessel was at the risk of sinking near Okpobo River, an area known to be turbulent at this time of the year. He said the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base Bonny subsequently deployed a rescue team comprising 10 armed personnel in 2 interceptor boats led by the base operations officer, Lieutenant Gwaza, for the rescue operation. Khalid Adams Aliu explained that Attempts to approach the distressed vessel proved challenging due to the force of the waves, and another squadron of 3 boats was dispatched to reinforce the rescue team. He described the deceased as a well-trained combat driver whose painful death reflects the risk and sacrifices of Nigerian Navy personnel towards the safety of Nigeria's maritime domain. We'll go on another break. International news is next.
The families of Engineer Peter Lashmashiyeka of Mbagwa, Oshongo Local Government Area, and late Godwin Anande Tobua of Makina, Bayongo, Vandika Local Government Area, both of Benue State, cordially invite you to the solemnization of holy matrimony of their children, Miss Elizabeth Shido Ashiyeka and Master Emmanuel Parefa Anande. Date, Saturday, August 10, 2024. Venue, St. Dominic Catholic Mission, Sachi, Tewasa Badu, Makudi, Benue State. Time, 10 a.m. Reception follows immediately after the Holy Mass at Royal Choice Inn, Lobby Quarters, Makudi, Benue State. Colors of the day, navy blue, white, peach and gold. Call 070-3963-5584 for more information.
Announcer, Engineer Peter Lanshima Ashika.
Good to have you back. You're still watching Benue Television News at 7. Around 4 stories on the international scene. A British terror suspect has been deported to the UK after completing a lengthy prison sentence in Kenya. Jermaine Grant, 41, was arrested in London on Thursday after arriving on a flight from Kenya's capital, Nairobi. He was jailed in 2011 after bomb-making equipment was discovered in his flat in Mombasa, a Kenyan coastal city. Grant is thought to have shared the flat with Samantha Letwith, who is dubbed the White Widow and is wanted in connection with London's 7/7 bombings. After he was arrested in 2011, Kenyan police accused Grant of plotting to bomb tourist hotels on country's coast. In 2019, a court acquitted him of conspiracy over the alleged plot, but convicted him of possessing bomb-making materials. On Friday, the UK's Metropolitan Police confirmed that Grant had been detained in London under the Terrorism Act. The Met Police also said Grant was arrested on suspicion of being a member of the Al-Shabaab, an Islamist militant group. He remains in police custody. Meanwhile, Ms. Leokwith has not been seen since 2011 and is wanted by police in both Kenya and the UK. Carles Puigdemont, the exiled ex-Catalan leader, has evaded a massive police manhunt and fled Spain. Spanish authorities launched a large manhunt for Mr. Puigdemont on Thursday after he made a shock return to Spain, gave a short speech to crowds in Barcelona, and then disappeared. The 61-year-old is wanted by Spain on charges linked to a failed bid for Catalan independence in 2017. After a tumultuous 24 hours on the run, his party's Secretary General Jordi Turul said on Friday that Mr. Puigdemont is now back in Belgium, where he lives. In 2017, Catalonia's pro-independence leaders, including Mr. Puigdemont, organized a referendum which was ruled illegal by Spain's constitutional court and later declared independence for the region. Madrid imposed a direct rule on the region soon after, and Mr. Puigdemont fled to Belgium. For much of the past several years, he has lived in Brussels. On his return after 7 years in exile, Mr. Puigdemont briefly addressed hundreds of supporters gathered near the Catalan parliament in Barcelona. The Chief Commissioner of Catalan Police, Mossos Edward Salant, told journalists on Friday that he did not have any information about Mr. Puigdemont's whereabouts, and the plan had been to arrest him in the most suitable place. He confirmed that 2 officers were detained on suspicion of helping Mr. Pogmont flee, adding that it is possible that other morsels helped him in his escape, and the force would follow the appropriate criminal and administrative process for each case. The suspended Labour councillor Ricky Jones has been charged with encouraging violent disorder after comments at a London counter-protest. Videos appeared online which seemed to show Mr. Jones, 57, telling a crowd in Walthamstow that far-right demonstrators should have their throats cut. The Crown Prosecution Service (CPS) said the Dartford councillor was arrested by the Metropolitan Police on Thursday and was charged on Friday. Mr. Jones will appear at the Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday afternoon. Jaswant Nawal, Chief Crown Prosecutor for CPS London North, said the Crown Prosecution Service has authorized the Metropolitan Police to charge Ricky Jones, 57, with the 1 count of encouraging violent disorder. Mr. Jones has been a councillor in Dartford, Kent since 2019, but currently has been suspended by the Labour Party. Well, that's about the size of our package. The top stories just before we go. A Benue state government has handed over certificate of occupancy to the Nigerian Navy. We also told you that federal government threatened contractors over Enugu-Onitsha road delay. An officer died as Navy rescued 59 from drowning in rivers. And on the international scene, UK terror suspect deported from Kenya after jail stint. That's our package. Many thanks for your attention. On behalf of the production team, my name is Jude Alaki. Have a good evening.